30 minutes and another beer and a half pass before the contact finally arrives. The man parks his car and hurries through the lot, shielding himself from the rain as he trots along. Finally, I feel like I've been waiting all day long. Sorry about that. I had to make a few quick calls. He's a slender man dressed in khakis and a collared shirt with a zoo logo. It looks like a uniform. The seller brushes the rain off his clothes and sits at the stool directly across from Val. Not a problem. You want some dinner? Something to drink? Sure, why not? I drove 2.5 hours to come here. I could use a bite and a beer. The heck, 2.5 hours? They call over the waiter and he takes their orders. The man orders 2 beers and asks for a rare steak and a side of baked potatoes. And you, sir? How's the chowder? It's the worst thing I've tasted in my life. The waiter is taken aback by how plainly Val tells him this. I want something else. Let me get... Oh, alright. First thing I decide. Let's see. The same thing, steak and a side of baked potatoes. A chicken sandwich with honey mustard. Or some bread and butter. Bread and butter is pretty safe, but that's kind of fattening. I mean, steak and baked potato sounds pretty good. Let's do the same thing. Val orders the same thing. Steak and a side of baked potatoes. After the waiter leaves, the 2 men wait in silence for a moment. So, I hear the market for cats. That's right. And I also hear any old zoo cat won't do. It has to be a special cat. You heard right. The man folds his hands on the table and smiles. I have something that'll make your partners very happy. These cats are really something else. I got them at a San Diego Zoo just in time. Another few hours and we wouldn't have had this conversation. Jesus, that bad? Yeah, the whole 2 litters of them, even the damn cubs. Naturally, if you take them all, I'll cut you a nice discount. Naturally. So what do you say? You want the whole lot? The waiter arrives again with their food and drinks. He lays out the steak, potatoes, and 2 beers in front of the seller, then puts down Val's steak. You gentlemen enjoy. The men stay silent until the waiter walks out of earshot. So, how's that steak? I don't know. I've had better. If I'm being honest, I wish I didn't order anything in the first place. Should have stuck with bread. At least that's free. See, maybe I should have done the bread. Val pulls the checkbook out of his pocket and lays it on the table. Let's discuss these cats. You got a pen? I need special cats, damn it. When Val arrives back at the hotel room, he goes straight to the phone to call his longtime friend and business partner, David Kemp, Doctor of Wildlife Biology. The man on the phone speaks with a gruff and short tone. Hello? David, it's me. I'm at the cellar. This deal seems legit. The man on the phone breathes a sigh of relief. Oh, excellent. How many cats did you buy? About a dozen, mostly cubs. From what I understand, the adults teach their cubs, so they're just going to put through the whole litter down. Jesus, even the cubs? Those people are the real animals. What a novel sentiment. Someone should make a movie about that idea. Hey, I'm serious. How can you live with yourself after murdering a baby animal? Alright, Dave, I get you. I'm just busting your balls. I know. Are you making the arrangements with our longshoremen? Yeah, I'm on it, Dave. Is everything lined up in Tijuana? Naturally. One of my former colleagues pointed me to a gentleman by the name of... Well, I don't remember. Something Spanish in any case. He wants as many cats as he can get. Excellent. I'll call you when you're about to leave the port. No, call me as soon as you set things up. I want to come along. On the ship? You gotta be shitting me. That's gonna look suspicious as hell. I don't care. This is a major investment and I want to see it through. I'm also bringing along a friend. His name is Lindsay. I think you'll get along with him. He's a no-nonsense kind of guy. If you say so, Dave. I'm also bringing Joey along. What the hell for? If we get in trouble with any local authorities, he'll come in real handy. He's got connections in California. He'll use them to put out any fires, so to speak. Alright, I'll call you as soon as we have a shipment date. Good, I'll see you then. The man on the line hangs up on the phone. Val sits in the silent hotel and stares out the window. The rain is coming down, harder now than ever. He doesn't like the idea of David coming along for the ride, let alone 2 of his lackeys. But as a 2/3 shareholder and big money spender, David is technically the boss. Val has no power but to make suggestions. I wonder why they keep highlighting their names. Am I supposed to remember names? Because I'm really bad at names. He picks up the phone and calls a longshoreman to arrange transport for his newly bought cats. Alright. October 18, 1992, on board the cargo ship, USS Black Grove. The cargo ship left port hours ago. The sun is setting in the red evening sky. The Black Grove is driving south toward Tijuana, Mexico. Val enters the commodores and scans the room for comments. He spots 2 men he recognizes, plus some members of the ship's crew. Oh, is this guy wearing a shirt? Raul Lindsay is the muscle man that Dr. Kemp hired, bald with a black mustache. He's a fit man with a pair of khaki short sandals, contrasting his leather jacket. Lindsay's outfit is like an international mercenary turning 80-summer dad. The huge revolver holster on his belt completes the look. Joey Hines is Dr. Kemp's lawyer. He got dragged along to deal with any problems from California's authorities. Now that they've left the States, his work is done, and he's just along for the ride. His shirt is unbuttoned, his sleeves rolled up, and his wife beater is sweat-soaked. The 2 men are hunched over the counter while they drink shots of scotch from the mini fridge. They turn around and acknowledge Vol. Hey, Vol, want some? We're playing a little guessing game. Oh, yeah? Yeah. What Doctor is Kemp's big secret cargo? You mean the cows? Joey cracks loudly. This fucking guy. No, not the cattle. Dr. Kemp obviously didn't breed me and Mr. Hines along to protect cattle. The ship isn't even outline property for that kind of job. It's gotta be something stored within the cattle. Or maybe inside them. It's just beef or some big Mexican zoo. Are you sure? I mean, have you seen any cows? Joey, this man is Dave Combs' business partner. I wager he knows all about the secret cargo, which I'm certain isn't beef. Isn't that right? What is it then? Cats, a bunch of cats. Nothing but cows. Ooh, automatic weapons, improvised explosive, and homemade meth. Alright, cats. Cats, a bunch of cats. 2 men stare blankly. Cats? Yeah, exquisite cats. Cats physically bred for the highest paying bidders in Mexico. I suppose exquisite cat conventions are generally held in Tijuana? Naturally. Did you say cats? Yes, Joey, he said cats. I want to know what kind of cats we're talking about. Big cats, dangerous cats? Val shrugs. I don't think they're dangerous. They're just for some wealthy breeders. Mexican cat breeders? In any case, we tranquilize them for the duration of the trip. Why do you do that if they're not dangerous? To keep them calm. We don't want to scrape up a mountain of a cat shit after we talk. Hold on a second. He sways drunkenly in his seat. There's one thing I'm still not clear about. What are cats doing on a boat? I'm starting to regret this. Joey laughs. I don't know. There were gonna be cats in the mix. Can we go play with them? What? You guys said there were cats. He meows. Meow. Cats like to play. They tranquilized Joey. He just told us that. Maybe you need to be tranquilized so you don't throw yourself overboard by mistake. Joey cracks and his cheeks brighten. That's a good one. Real good. Anyway, there's nothing to worry about. Dave and I have it under control. Val gestures to the drunken lawyer. Just keep an eye on this guy and make sure he doesn't fall off the boat. Last thing we need is drowning on our hands. In the Black Blue's helm, Captain Frank Walker fiddles with the radio. Heavy rain beats down on the windows as the ship sails southbound. Ship security officer, SSO. Genevieve Jean Ontana is at the captain's side listening on the call. What's going on, Captain? Some kind of problem with the cargo. Hold on a second. The audio is distorted and difficult to understand. The voice of Sailor Brian Morrison crackles through the speaker. In the cargo hold. Over. Say again, you're breaking up. Over. There's something wrong in the... I don't know what's going on. Say again. Over. I don't like this, Frank. First, we're playing cruise ship with that millionaire and his little posse. Now a problem with the cargo? What are you talking about? I don't know. It's a weird coincidence. You saw the manifest, right? He's just shipping cows for zoo lions. He's probably here to help his staff feed and care for them. Relax, alright? If there's something wrong with the animals, we need to let him know. I'll call his cabin once we know what's going on. It could just be a loose door or something. A loose door? Maybe cows got loose, who knows? Speaker continues crackling. Brian's voice comes through clearly for a moment. Send someone down with chains and padlocks, over. The call cuts out. Roger that, Sailor. Sending someone down, over. Sailor Taylor. Yes, sir? Grab some chains and padlocks from storage and take them to the cargo hold. And be quick about it. Yes, sir. The seaman marches away dolefully. Sailor Morrison, this is Captain Walker. I'm sending Taylor down to help out. Over. Nothing comes through the speaker but static. Brian, do you read me? Over. More static. Jean gives him a grave stare. I'm going down there after him. What for? If something's wrong, we'll hear about it any minute now. The safety of the cargo is my responsibility. I'm going down there. Excuse me, Captain. She storms out of the helm and hurries after Sailor Morrison. He's joined by second mate Florian Cruz. Hey, Cap. What's that all about? Jean's worried about millionaires' cows. What for? We're locked and loaded with combat shotguns. We don't need to worry about a bunch of illiterate pirates. No, it's not pirates she's worried about. Then what? I don't know. Something about the millionaire and his cows. Excuse me. He holds up the receiver and speaks. Jean, any updates? Over. In the cargo hold, the distant sound of crackling radio echoes through the austere metal halls. The distorted voice of Captain Walker comes through in a mess of white noise. Brian, do you read me? Over. Sailor Morrison clicks his radio off and latches it to his belt. He scans the hold with a tranquilizer rifle trembling in his hands. The cargo hold is dimly lit. Several light bulbs seem not to work at all. The exit is only a few yards away. But each step he takes thunders through the metal hall. He steps slowly and dolefully toward the door. Just as he reaches the door, someone on the other side spins the valve and it swings open. There's a man on the other side. Brian levels a tranquilizer rifle at the stranger. Hey, chill out, it's me! Jesus, Eric, you scared me. He lowers the rifle. Come on, let's get out of here and lock up the door. What's going on? There's a bunch of goddamn cats loose. Cats? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, big orange tigers. Holy shit, did you tell the captain? Of course I did. Now grab those chains and come on. They exit the cargo hold and push the heavy metal door shut and stand in the downpour. Taylor holds up the chains like a pile of slimy worms licked in the rain. Come on, man. Don't you know how to seal a door? Give me the goddamn thing. Eric, I'm going to say this wrong, half-heartedly ducks the chains into Brian's hands. Brian lifts the heavy chains and heaves them over the valve. The valve twists and the door creaks open and slides ajar under the weight of the chains. Shit! Push that frickin' thing shut! The door flings open and smacks into Morrison, sending him stumbling backwards. He points the tranquilizer rifle in the general direction of the door and fires. The dart clings against the bulkhead. There's nothing visible in the shadows behind the open door, creaking in the rain. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Something growls from inside. Oh shit. Brian racks a bolt of the tranquilizer rifle and fishes around his pocket for another Dalt. Shoot the damn thing, man! Shut up and let me... A tiger lunges out of the shadows without a sound. It moves with impossible speed. It grabs Eric and tackles him to the deck in the falling rain. The big cat locks its snarling jaws around his throat and clamps down. His neck breaks so quickly that he doesn't have time to scream. Okay. Ooh, to hear that crack again. The animal drops its limp body on the wet deck and turns its head back at Brian with dilated eyes. He doubles back to the cargo door, boots squeaking against the slicked metal as the tiger paws padded behind him. He lunges through the doorway and pulls the door shut behind him. It shuts with such a force that it nearly bounces back ajar. But he quickly grabs the valve and pulls it shut before the animal can slip inside. He tries to seal the door, but his slicked hands slide off the wet valve. "Come on, you bastard!" Something growls behind him, and his stomach feels like concrete. He turns around slowly and extends the flaps of his coat to make himself look bigger. And he freezes with horror when he sees the rest of the litter in the cargo hold. Standing between rows of huge crates, an adult tiger watches him with a pair of cubs at its flanks. Another dozen feet back, there's another family of tigers, 2 adults and some cubs. Brian doesn't care to count them at all. The adult is frozen in a walking posture with dilated eyes fixed on him curiously. Somewhere in his mind it reminds him of a cat playing with a toy, and his terror becomes extreme. He drops a coat flap and uses his free hand to produce 3 darts from his pocket. The tiger watches them curiously. They seem hesitant to make a move. Brian can hear the big male outside clawing at the door. He fixes the rifle at the nearest adult cat. Then he chambers 1 dart and clamps the other 2 between his teeth. He mutters through his clenched jaws. "Say goodnight, you bastard." He squeezes the trigger, and the sound of compressed air startles the big animal and sends it nearly 6 feet into the air. The dart whizzes past the adult and hits a tiny cub across the room. "Oh no!" The little animal cries out pitifully. The animal darts around and collects the panic before they calm down. They focus their attention on Brian. In their eyes, he sees a great primordial firestorm bearing down upon him. He lets out his breath slowly. Oh no. Jean stomps down the stairwell towards the cargo hold. "Jean, any updates? Over?" "Almost there. Hang on, over." When she rounds the next corner, she beholds a sight of baffling horror. She sees Morrison stagger through the door and slam it shut behind him. What is this supposed to be? Like blood? Like water? All the while, a white tiger jogs playfully through the rain toward the nearly sealed door. The cat regards the closed door with puzzlement, then turns around to toy with its new plaything. Taylor lies in a crumbled pile soaking in the rain, blood dripping down his arms and washes away on the metal floor. A tranquilizer dart protrudes between the animal's shoulder, but it doesn't seem to mind it very much. Jean takes carefully and quiet steps back into cover and up the stairs. When she reaches the upper deck, she breaks into a sprint and rips the radio from her belt. "Mayday, Captain! Mayday, coming over!" "What's going on, Jean?" "There's a goddamn tiger on the loose on the ship, over!" "There's a tiger on the loose!" "Oh, what?" "Get the shotguns, Frank. Out!" While the 3 men sit at the counter and drink, someone sprints past the windows. Val and Lindsay are started. Joey does not notice. "What was that?" "Looks like a member of the crew. I couldn't tell." "What the hell are you guys talking about?" "Nothing, Joey. Go back to sleep." "I wasn't sleeping." "Then have another drink and let the adults handle the situation." Lindsay stands up from the stool and marches to the door. "What are you doing? Where are you going?" "Dr. Kemp's cabin. I'm going to have a word with him." "Wait a minute. About what?" "About the cargo." "God damn it. What's wrong?" "Nothing, Joey. Don't worry about it." Val hurries out of the commons and follows Lindsay. Joey chuckles to himself while he fills up another glass. Guess the old boy can't handle his liquor. Jean bursts into the helm and slams the door shut behind her. She frankly spins the valve to secure the door. Frank Cruz and Navigator Mike Kroger watch in baffled silence. They are armed with 3 of the 4 SBA's 12 shotguns kept in the helm. "Jean, what's going on?" She stresses the case and grabs a forked gun. "There's a goddamn animal on the loose. It killed Tyler." Oh my god. Killed? What about Morrison? He locked himself in the cargo hold. I think he's fine. Have we heard from him on the radio? No, I've been calling. Oh god. You think there could be more of them? Horrified silence hangs over the room. Jean finishes loading the shotgun and moves straight for the door. I need one of you to come with me. Well, I need to stay here. I just turned the ship around and radioed Santa Barbara. I need to answer if they call. Mike, why don't you go? What? Hold on. I need to stay here and navigate the ship? We don't have time to argue. Somebody, anybody, come with me. She marches out of the helm, tossing her shotgun, and leaves the door open in the rain. Greg and Mike stare awkwardly at each other before Cruz speaks. I'll go. I'll probably have the second most range time after Jean. Between the two of us, I'm sure we'll be fine. Who accompanies Jean to the cargo hold? Let's say Cruz. Alright, be careful. And Mike, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have volunteered you. Kruger shrugs. Hey, it happens. I'll stay on the radio and let you know if anything comes up, and I'll reach the door behind you. Cruz nods and hurries out the door. When Lindsay arrives at the cabins, he firmly latches the door behind him. He takes half a dozen steps before someone opens it again. It's Val. He closes and latches the door behind him. Hey, Lindsay, hold on. I want a quick word with you. What is it? He hesitates. I would bother Dave if I were you. He's a bit, irritable about this whole thing. You think I'm worried about him firing me? Lindsay scoffs. If you don't want me to upset your friend, why don't you tell me what's in the cargo? Val rubs his brow and sighs heavily. Alright, look. I'm sorry for being evasive earlier, but Dave made me swear silence. When I said we're shipping cats, I was only kinda lying. They're actually, tigers. Man-eating tigers. Excuse me? Yeah, I know. And I was telling the truth about them being tranquilized. I guess I didn't give them enough. I'm assuming there was never an actual vegetarian involved? Wow. I'm gonna have to practice saying that word. Dave thought he could figure out the doses on account of his biology degree. Lindsay rolled his eyes and laughed humorously. I don't believe this shit. He storms down the hall to Kemp's cabin and lets loose a storm of knocks. Dr. Kemp! I need to speak with you immediately. He stops knocking and waits. Silence. Lindsay glares at Val, who gives him a blank shrug. I don't know, I guess he left. Maybe the captain called him to the helm? Or maybe he went to the commons around the opposite side of the ship? Where do Val and Lindsay go next? I guess to the helm? Let's go to the helm. I'd like to speak with the captain anyways. Okay, let's go. The horizon is dark purple as the light fades to night. Jean jogs to the bottom of the stairs and steps cautiously toward the cargo hold. The captain speaks on the intercom and his voice thunders in the rainy expanse. He warns the crew to lock themselves in the current location until further notice. Jean rounds the corner and spots the cargo hold door swinging open on its hinges. Somebody dropped the chains in the doorway, preventing it from fully closing. There's no blood or any sign of struggle. Jean slowly steps towards the rain and approaches the swinging door. Light footfalls thud on the metal steps behind her. It's First Mate Cruz. Hey, come on. I think they're inside. She points at the open door. Follow me and watch my back. Cruz nods. Jean steps closer to the door with the barrel of the shotgun pointed into the dark aperture. She reaches the door and pushes it open cautiously. Then she bolts the door open to keep it from swinging shut. Jean enters the dim cargo hold, while Flora Cruz stands outside and watches her back. She scans the room quickly. It's completely empty. No sign of Morrison or Taylor. No sign of any tigers. Jesus Christ, what's going on? Jean, the cats are outside! Jean swings around and points her shotgun out the door. the same moment, Cruz raises her shotgun and fires at the something Jean cannot see. Jean hears a tiger cry and whimper. A tense moment passes before she speaks. Jean? Right behind you, Florian. What just happened? I shot the damn thing and it ran away. Took a round of buckshot like a champ. Can't believe I even had to shoot him. Or her. Anyway, that scratched one tiger, maybe. There's nothing in here. We need to get back to the realm. Distant gunshots dissipate into the storm as Lindsay and Val walk to the helm. Sounds like the crew's priority to your little plan. Our plan? We're in this together, remember? Actually, we're not. See, I don't know how much Joey knew, but I was kept completely in the dark. If anything, I'd say you and Dr. Kemp are both guilty of fraud. But that's neither here or there. Come on. Dr. Kemp is readying the helm. He's embattled in the shouting match with Captain Walker. You son of a bitch, you realize what you've done? You're responsible for multiple deaths. Would you please calm down and be responsible? I know I screwed up, but yelling at me won't fix anything. Ah, here are my associates, Val, Fortunato, and Ray, sorry. Raw. Maybe they can help clear up this whole misunderstanding. Dr. Kemp, I came here to have a word with you, but it seems my point's already been made. You acted with complete reckless disregard. Me? You should ask Val how the cast got out in the first place. Everyone is silent. The group turns towards Val. Please, Val, enlighten us. Well, earlier this evening, Dr. Kemp sent me down to feed the cats and give them their tranquilizers. And that was just before they got loose. You son of a bitch. Take it easy, okay? I don't know what happened. You must have spat out the pills I put in their meat. Right, and now I feel vindicated. It's not my fault the animals got loose. You're insane, Dr. Kemp. How dare you talk to me like that? I'm paying you handsomely for it. You can keep my paycheck. I want nothing to do with your shady operation. We need to stop arguing and figure out what to do. Well, we're secure in here. We could just wait until we get back to port and wait for animal control. Captain, I disagree. We need to check on the rest of the crew. Namely, Chef and the rest of the sailors. Yeah, I guess you're right. Has anyone heard from Joey? I think he's still in the Commons. Cruz, call the Commons phone and see if Joey answers. Got it. Shit, no response. Seems like Joey's gone missing. Damn, that stupid son of a bitch. I'll search his ship and see if I can find him. Someone should come with me. Cruz? I'll go. I gotta do something to help clean up this mess. Let me have one of those shotguns, though. I feel a bit naked with nothing but my wheel gun. Jake nods. Here, take mine. I need to stay up here and navigate the ship. I could come too. 3 guns is better than 2. I'll stay here and get on the radio. Let the authorities know we have a couple of delinquents on board. Alright, let's go find Joey, Chef, and the rest of the sailors. Jean, Lindsay, and Cruz march through the rain by and by. They go downstairs to the lower deck and investigate the dining hall. Jean opens the door and looks inside. The lights are off and she can't see anything in the shadows. Jean enters slowly with her shotgun extended. She flicks the light switch. When the lights come on, she scans the room quickly. No sign of anyone or tigers. Lindsay and Cruz follow her in. They cross the room to the gallery door. Jean swings the valve and pulls open the door. Chef is standing on the other side with a baffled expression. His arm has been torn and his white shirt is soaked red, but he managed not to lose his chef's hat. Jesus Christ, it's you guys. For a second I was worried the cats learned how to open doors. He chuckles humorously. Chef, are you okay? You look hurt pretty bad. I'm fine. I've stopped the bleeding. Can't really grab anything with this arm, though. You should come with us. We got medical supplies in the helm. Alright, that sounds good. Cruz leads away, back out into the rain. An orange blur swipes her out of view in the blink of an eye. Holy shit! Chef sprints back into the galley and slams the door shut behind him. Jane and Lindsay rush out to the deck to try to help Cruz. When they step into the rain, they see a tiger swishing tails that disappears around the corner toward the cargo hold. Cruz's limp feet dangle along the side of him. Son of a bitch. Jean says nothing. There's no sign of Cruz, like she's never even stood there. The captain is on the radio talking to the mainland. Matt Kruger is busy navigating the ship. Dr. Kemp leaned toward Val and whispers, "We got to get out of here before we get to shore." I was saying the same thing. Lifeboat? Yeah, lifeboat. What about Joey? He could be cat food for all we know. We can't just leave him. We'll see if we can find him along the way, but I'm not gonna bend over backwards. The crew is distraught. I'm gonna walk to the head and then slip out. You wait 60 seconds and do the same thing. No way, I'm going first. What? You got me into this whole mess by talking me into this. Hey, come on now, that's not the time. All I was supposed to do is feed the damn cats. Well, you fucked that up and now here we are. You son of a bitch. Quiet. Look, whether you believe it or not, I'm on this trolley ride with you. And I don't like where it's heading any more than you do. If you must go first, then go. I'll wait a minute and catch up. Okay, let's do this, Dave. Standing over the radio console, the captain nods and keeps talking. Yeah, that's right, I said tigers. Like, I don't know how, just give me animal control to the port before we show up. Val and Kemp renders Randazivis in the rain on the upper deck. Interesting. Randazivis. There you are, come on. Let's get down to lifeboats from one of those asshole spots that locks us in the grid. Yeah, or before one of your cat scenes is. Very funny, let's go. The two men sneak down the stairs and head toward the rear of the ship. Neither man is familiar with cargo ships, but they assume the lifeboats must be on the lower deck. When they find the lifeboat, Joe is already there. He's tugging uselessly at the straps on the tar, but doesn't notice their approach. Hey, dipshit! Joey jumps and spins like a startled cat. Jesus, I thought you were one of the sailors. What are you doing, Joey? Are you gonna take the lifeboat and leave us all? No. Don't worry about it. I'm sure there's room for 3. Maybe you can figure out this crazy thing out. I've been working on it for 20 minutes. You been standing out here completely exposed for 20 minutes? Yeah, so? Joey. You're aware there are tigers on the ship, right? Joey laughs and rolls his eyes. Yeah, sure, okay, guys. Be serious, Joey. Many and tigers we were transporting got loose. Joey's expression settles into some seriousness. We were shipping tigers? You're kidding me, right? Why were you abandoning ship? You didn't know about the tigers. When I was looking for you guys, I heard someone talking in the helm. It sounded like they were ratting us out. They said we're going back to California. Yeah, idiot, because of the tigers. Oh. Well, this is all starting to add up. Come on, let's get the hell out of here. The tarp is tied down with bungee cord. Joe, are you drunk or just complete fucking moron? Joey says nothing. Val unhooks the bungee cord and carefully pulls it away. All you gotta do is push the 2 hooks together. Just be careful it doesn't come back and smack you in the face. Val, what's up? Turns and sees what renders the man speechless. A large tiger stands on the deck watching them, his fur soaking in the rain. Eyes are dilated, laser focused on the 3 men. Oh shit. Shut up. What do we do? I said shut up. The tiger lowers its head and prepares to pounce. Oh, fuck this. Joey spins around and breaks into a sprint down the wet deck. Joey! Kemp lifts the tarp and jumps to the lifeboat, then yanks it back, down over himself. The tiger seems startled by the abrupt chaos, but now it's ready to pounce again. Val decides to... hide in a lifeboat with Kemp, run with Joey, or hang on the railing over the ocean. I feel like running's a bad idea. I would say either hide or I don't know what this is. Hang on the railing over the ocean? That doesn't sound very good either. I guess hide in the lifeboat. Val rushes to the lifeboat and pulls the tarp to jump inside with Kemp. But Kemp is holding the tarp down tight. Dave, it's me. Let me in. He tugs on the tarp again, but Kemp's grip won't budge. You son of a bitch. The tiger roars and tackles Val. You cannot comprehend the speed and power at which it was taken down. The animal snorts, and he can feel its hot breath in his ears. It licks him before it goes for the kill. Val screams. Then everything goes black. There's no longer any sight or sound in Val's world. Everything has dissolved away into peaceful solitude. Tiger drags its fresh prey and drops it next to the lifeboat. A small swarm of cubs come out and under the stairwell begin feasting on the dead flesh. The tiger turns its attention to a strange creature hiding under the tarp. It reaches in and paws gently at the hidden lump. The small creature is trying its best to stay motionless, but the cat detects the faintest whimper. The tiger stands up on its hind legs and drops its forelegs onto the funny lump under the tarp. Kemp shrieks under the crushing weight. The animal grabs the tarp with its teeth and violently reveals the terrified prey. The man just sits, curled up inside the lifeboat while the animal watches him curiously. It paws him as if to check if he's actually alive. Kemp can hear the baby animals feasting on the corpse of his companion. While he does his best to stay still, the tiger leans its head inside and bites the collar of his shirt. It lifts him gently out of the lifeboat and drops him on the deck like a newborn babe. The rain falls in heavy sheets against the metal door. Kemp just sits there, shielding his head and neck from the blow that cannot be deflected. Cub turns their attention to the fresh kill and look at this prowling animal. The adult tiger steps back and sits down to observe while the cubs excitedly prepare for their first kill. Chef is napping in the corner of the room with bandages around his arm. Jean, the captain, and Lindsay huddle in the corner and discuss their next move. This is getting out of control. Jesus, I know that. You got a goddamn suggestion or what? How about this? I'm gonna solve this problem myself. The fuck are you talking about? They're cats. Cats like to nest. I'll find their nest and lock it up. Otherwise, I'll shoot every last one of them. Fucking A. No, I don't think so. That sounds like a suicide mission. Everybody's accounted for. All we need to do is sit here, keep the doors shut, and wait. Mike will take us to port and animal control will do the rest. All due respect, Captain, I prefer Jean's plan. I'm going if you like it or not. The sheep's safety is my responsibility. I should have stopped this from happening in the first place. The captain opens his mouth to protest and hesitates. Alright, you go ahead. I'll stay on the radio and let you know if there's any news. Good luck, Jean. Sure. Someone knocks loudly on the door. They twist a valve and swing it open. It's Joey Hines. Jesus, who are you? The disheveled man speaks with a heavy slur. I'm Joey Haynes, a doctor's lawyer. Holy frick. You would not believe the night I've had. What happened? So, Val and Kemp are both dead. What? Yeah, I think the tiger's got him. I'm not really sure. But I'm here and I'm more than happy to answer for my crimes instead of, well, you know. Oh, sure. Yeah, so here I am. Someone locked this asshole in the brig. If you don't mind, I'll be on my way to put down these fucking cats. I'll come with. I won't miss an opportunity to shoot a fucking tiger. Jean and Lindsay marched out of the helm and stumped in the rain. Before we go any further, we should come up with a plan. Where do we go first? Where to search for tigers' nests? Let's see. I think the lower deck is where they were, right? But that's where the tigers were last. Tigers' nest. Well, they were in the cargo hold, so I guess the cargo hold? Oh no, where's tiger's nest? There's nothing there. Oh. An uneasy feeling strikes Jean as she walks through the rain pouring on the upper deck. Jean steps carefully through the rain with her shotgun extended. The rain falls around her in heavy sheets. She steps onto the deck and scans her shadowed surroundings. Lindsay follows behind her. Nothing yet to see. Jean carelessly abandons her shotgun leading the way. The rain pours relentlessly. She swings around the corner and sees a cluster of tiger cubs taking cover from the rain under a metal overhang. Among the cats lies the remains of several mauled human beings. 2 meaty skeletons are mutated in the tiger's nest. Nothing but gnawed and fatty bones. It must be Sailor Taylor and Sailor Morrison. She recognizes the recently deceased corpse of Dr. Kemp. His stomach and legs have been thoroughly picked clean by tiny teeth and claws. Cruz's body had been ripped into two and apparently shared between the adults. A healthy meal indeed. And finally, a December corpse of Val Fortino. He appears to be the most recent kill. The Cubs have been enjoying his intestines. His corpse is the most intact and recognizable of the bunch. They stand and behold a sickening sight. And Lizzie speaks. Hold on, you know what this means, right? A bunch of cubs without their mother? He's interrupted by guttural sound. Oh shit. She spins around and aims her shotgun. Click the target or press space to shoot. Oh boy. Jane sees nothing but an impression of blurred fur and eyes, wet teeth. They open fire on the advancing tiger. The big cat falls limp at the pitiful wail. It tries to get back on all fours, but just slumps over. The poor animal drags itself on the floor and mews like a wounded house cat. This has a tranquilizer dart protruding from its shoulder. It's the animal that killed Sailor Morrison. Lizzie points her gun at the dying animal and puts it out of his misery. Even if she wanted to protest, Jean has no energy. She was glad to see the creature dead. Oh, poor tiger. It's not the tiger's fault. After dispatching the adult, Jean and Lindsay blocked the nest with crates and returned to the helm. Hours later, the USS Black Grove arrives back in Santa Barbara. The crew hands over Joey Haynes to authorities at Santa Barbara. They charge him for fraud. That's it? Not like, I don't know, manslaughter at least? Turns out he was never a licensed lawyer in the first place. Oh, wow, big surprise. A thorough investigation determines Ray Lindsay had been hired under false pretenses. Animal control collected the last of the tiger litter and scheduled them for euthanasia at the local zoo. Oh no, why? However, the cubs mysteriously disappeared just hours before their scheduled demise. Okay, good. In the end, life returns to normal for the survivors. Posthumously, Dr. David Kemp became known by local media outlets as the Kitten King, or the King of Cats. But those who survived the incident aboard the Black Grove just remember him as an asshole with too much money. Casualties. Oh, poor Valerio Foltino and mate Florian Cruz and Sailor Brian Morrison, Sailor Eric Taylor and Dr. David Kemp. Oh, apparently I got Clever Girl, good ending. Alright. Survivors. Jean, Ray, Joseph, Captain, Navigator Mike, Chris, and 4 undisclosed sailors. Huh? In memory of Miles Mislinsky? Sorry for saying that wrong. Oh, so, I mean, obviously it's not a horror game. It was just like a long story. Not like a lot to look at, but a lot of words. Like, I was definitely not ready to read that much. You know, like, part of the reason why, like, I started, like, messing up on words and stuff, because I'm just like, damn, like, I am not prepared to read this much. But, yeah, this is definitely, not anything that I'd recommend. Like, if you just wanted to, like, you know, read a story, like a short story, then yeah, it's something. And I guess I got the good ending, so there's that. So oh my goodness. I was hoping at least like the idea of this would be kind of cool, right? It's like if you're on a ship and there's tigers on the loose and like you have to like somehow sneak around them, or like yeah, if you had like a gun like and one comes and you try shooting it. But at the same time, like I feel bad for the tigers because the whole point is that they were going to be put down. So instead, these people took them to sell them to someone in Mexico. You know, probably as like pets, which is not good either. And then because these dummies let them loose on the boat, they end up killing the mom. You know, and then they were gonna kill the babies just cause, but then luckily I guess somehow they escaped. But it's just like, you know, who's the bad guy here? Come on. Tigers? Nah. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the King of Cats. Hopefully the next game we play actually has some gameplay because I'm not used to like these kind of games. So if you like these kind of games, cool. It's just this is usually not my kind of game. But I'm glad I've tried it, and I'll see you guys next time.